kinds of things that have to be done. There's during World War II, where Roosevelt came up with a thing that was totally different than he called it the World War II. He had the War Production Board.
Sorry, man. Biden had another moment. World War II and Nixon, Reagan. I know my Biden and my gurgling Gurgen are very similar, but at what point is this just too much? It won't. The answer is never for Democrats. It doesn't matter. I've told you the El Cid strategy here for the campaign is just put him forward. It doesn't matter what kind of physical condition he's in. It doesn't matter. Just keep on going. Biden's their guy now. You will. I mean, what the libs are going to have to chew on and stomach and swallow and just it will swallow then stomach. But what they're going to have to do to push Biden to victory, if that's really what's going to happen here, will be remarkable. Will be utterly remarkable. Because remember, conservatives, even those conservatives who very early on were skeptical of Trump, and there were a lot of us, conservatives were willing to say, yeah, I mean, sometimes he's a little crass, or, yeah, he seems a little thin-skinned sometimes, but, I like the policies, and I like the fight, and I like the fire in the belly, and, with Biden, what they're going to have to do is just, there are so many glaring weaknesses and really no upside. It's just everything Biden does is amazing. Biden is fantastic. He's just great. Whew. It's going to be challenging for them to do this, but that is going to be what they do. They will have to debase their own intellect. They'll have to debase and whatever morality they think that they adhere to. I mean, they're Democrats, so I don't know. You know as well as I do if they think that there's such a thing as a universal principle. But they'll do things like this. I mean, here's, for example, Amy Klobuchar, Senator Klobuchar, who I suppose is back to throwing staplers at members of her staff that displease her in the Senate. Here she is on the allegation against Biden. Remember, there's a sexual assault allegation against Joe Biden that now is the New York Times has written on it. Everyone's had to say, oh, no, not CNN, though. Oh, I'll get there. But here's what Klobuchar has to say about this. Play 3.
There were reports here in the New York Times and the Washington Post about an allegation of misconduct against Joe Biden. He has denied it. I wanted to get your response to that before we go.
He has said, and I agree with this, you got to get to the bottom of every case and all allegations. I think the New York Times, I haven't read all the stories. I read that one. Your viewers should read that. It was very thorough. They interviewed people. And I have done a lot of work on this. I actually led the effort to change the rules in the U.S. Senate so that it is easier to bring these cases forward and so that we have taxpayers not paying for bad conduct. I think this case has been investigated. I know the vice president as a major leader on domestic abuse. I worked with him on that. And I think that, again, the viewers should read the article. It was very thorough.
It has been investigated, huh? Really? Are they going to call for the FBI to look into this like they did with Kavanaugh? Remember that? Why don't you want an investigation? Why don't you want to find the truth? The FBI is going to investigate clearly preposterous allegations of a gang rape crew from an elite D.C. high school from 35 years ago? How's the FBI going to do that one? No one's ever heard of this thing before. No one's ever, there's no evidence of any kind except one crazy person spewing nonsense for obvious political reasons. But let's call in the FBI to investigate. Where are the calls for the FBI to investigate this one? Oh, they do background checks. Do they have to do a background check on Biden now or no? Can't they go around and ask all the questions? My friends, this is the most clear evidence that I can point to that our press is disgusting and a disgrace and should not be trusted and has no principles and has no decency and has no honor. That the corporate press, the elite lib media, and they're not elite. They're not elite in being smart or being good or being honest. They're just elite because they've inherited and they control with an iron fist these legacy media institutions that operate like the faculty lounges of elite universities, where being ideologically intolerant and stamping out anybody who disagrees with you the very first moment you see any independent thought is the way that they operate.
Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.